Hello, all you wonderful, amazing, spectacular, beautiful tea people. Today, we're answering some questions. I've written down some questions over here about sort of the springtime stuff, and then there's another couple other questions that were asked. So, like a ask me anything type of morning. But today, we are going to drink three different teas, and the reasons we're going to be drinking these three different teas, well, we'll get into why we're going to be drinking these three different teas, and this one is a little sad. This one's a little sad, although I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy drinking this one. But today, we are going to talk about the schedule for the springtime. I'm going to show you some maps. I'm going to show you some flowers. So if you can get and jump onto the YouTube or the Facebook, and you get the picture of the flowers, and we'll look into the maps and the three teas. There is a Ruby 18 from Ming Jian from a very good friend of mine who is, well, he sent me some black tea. I think I tried it once. It was pretty good. But sorry, somebody seems to be phoning me. So if you guys can't see it on the Instagram there, then just let me know. But it should be working fine on the YouTubes and all of that. And then we got the buttermilk oolong, because there's a very nice person that was talking about the buttermilk oolong, and they were talking about how they wanted larger amounts, but I'm basically sold out. I have maybe 200 grams left of the buttermilk oolong, give or take. And so that's basically done. But I haven't had this tea in a very long time, so I'm going to drink it. And then this one here is a little bit sad. This is a sad one. So I did this the last live stream. We had this tea going. And this tea makes me sad. So I tried this tea on the last live stream. This is a bug-bitten Louis red tea. This was going to be, I was going to buy as much as I possibly could of it, and I was going to set it aside, and I was going to give it its own name and drive it into the honey black tea range, because it is absolutely spectacularly beautiful. And so I got done with the live stream. First thing I did, I jumped on the phone, which is right here. Oh, thank you. Somebody just bought some tea. Thank you very much. And I jumped onto the live stream, and after the live stream, I jumped on my phone, phoned them up, and it was like, that tea you sent me, how much is that? How much is that? I want to buy it. And they said, yesterday. Now remember, they sent me this tea, like they had a bunch of it, and they sent it to me like, was it last week, I guess? So I asked for it on like a Monday. They sent it right out to me. And then literally the day before the live stream, somebody came, tried the tea, and bought all of it. They bought all of it. And so, because they bought all of it, it's kind of sad. Now, they're making tea right now. They're going to send it to me. I'm going to try this tea over the next couple of days. Maybe it'll be as good as this. I doubt it, though. But who knows? I mean, I was on the tea gardens in the same general area last week. And you know what? There were bugs around, right? So you only get this level of beauty for taste when there's those bugs around. Now, if you can see in the YouTube channel, if you're on the YouTube, I've got a picture here of some of the flowers, and we'll get into that shortly as well. But this is what we're going to do right now. I wrote it down. So somebody asked me, when are the spring teas coming? All right, so when are the spring teas coming? And right here, I have a basic schedule for when the teas are going to be released, right? So when the teas are going to be released. Now, we'll go into this. Obviously, we'll sample some of these teas. And then what we will also do is I'm going to show you where the teas that are sort of coming next are going to be coming from. So we're looking at sort of the Pingling area and in Reishui on the map, if you jump onto the YouTube. But, I'll talk everybody through it on Instagram as well. But what we're looking at right here, let's just do this fast so everybody knows. March, Sansha, right? So actually, I'll jump into Sansha. I'll show you where Sansha is as well. So we got The Sanxia green teas, right? So that's going to be in March. Now I actually should phone them up because we don't have any green tea on the site, right? I need to get in touch with them and be like, hook me up. That's going to be in March. Also the flower teas. So you're looking at the springtime teas. You're looking at the right here you can see we've got on the YouTube we've got those are the orange flowers. Then over here you've got the pomelo flowers. So over here those are pomelo flowers, and pomelo flowers, beautiful, wonderful smelling and taste. Absolutely disgusting. I think next month's subscription box, I'll include some of the flowers, some of the dried flowers. So you'd be like, wow, it smells so good, smells so good. Well, you want to try out one of these flowers? You have it. You got it in the subscription box. You'll have the flower, and there you go. You can jump all over that, and you can test it yourself. And then here's the map. So we'll get into the map in a minute. Now, March, we got Sanxia, right? So we got Sanxia. Then we've got the flowers. We got orange blossom and pomelo blossom flowers. So hopefully those two absolutely beautiful teas will be ready to go. Also, remember too, March 20th to 23rd is the big sale. 5 years. 5 years of Mountain Stream Teas, if you can imagine that. 5 years of Mountain Stream Teas, which feels a heck of a lot longer than 5 years. I'll tell you that much. It feels a heck of a lot longer than 5 years. But it's only 5 years. And that'll be 20% off all tea for 3 days. So just remember that. And hopefully I'll have some of the spring teas available for that as well. Next, we have April. Now, in general, this is sort of an interesting thing. I'll just talk about it briefly. But in general, what you're looking at when you're looking at the different seasons and how the different seasons work, the lower elevations work earlier. So the lower elevations work, so they start picking earlier in the spring, and then it goes up to the higher elevations. But the opposite happens in the winter. So in the wintertime, the higher elevations pick first, sort of in October, and then it moves down the mountain for the wintertime pick. Anyways, it's just something that I didn't know. Congrats on 5 years. Well, thank you very much, Jeff. Thank you. And it's not there yet, though, right? Remember, I still have PTSD because 3 years ago now, I'm doing the sale and then the world ended. that sucked. I'm in the middle of packing all this tea, and then the world's like, oh yeah, we're done. Everybody's going to die, everything. And they shut down the entire world. And so I still have I've got PTSD from that. But anyways, once we get to the sale, then the congratulations will be much, much appreciated. April will be as we move up the mountain. So April is Alishan, Meishan, Alishan, Meishan. Trying to think of some of the other places. Pingling, right? Pingling as well. Those types of places, that's all in April. So hopefully I'll be able to travel around a bunch in April and help make tea in a bunch of different places. That'll be quite a lot of fun for me. Then we've got May. So May is the high mountain stuff. So early to mid-May, that's Qilai Shan, Li Shan, the Pear Mountain stuff. That's the really, really high stuff, the Hehuan Mountain stuff, all the really, really, really high stuff. That's in May. And then June is the bug-bitten stuff. So bug-bitten stuff in June. All right. So there's the answer to one of the questions that somebody was asking me. So they're asking me, what's the schedule? When are the spring teas coming out? So there you go. There's that. I probably should do a. So I've been doing all of this with the same stuff for those 5 years. So I got an iPhone 8 that I'm looking at right now. I've got an old MacBook, right? And this everything that I've been doing, literally everything is all from those original things that I bought 5 years ago when I started this out. And so I think I'm going to do a renew. I think this week I'm going to go buy a new phone. I don't know. I don't think I need to buy a new computer, but that's sort of what's coming next. And it's pretty amazing what I've been able to do with, with an old iPhone 8+ over these years. It's pretty amazing. But there should be some better sound and better video quality probably starting this week. Now, what I've got here is, Elan, right? Elan, I got to phone them up and see what's going on with that. Okay, here we go. You know what? I'm going to jump in here into the video, into the map. So what am I going to talk about now? I'm drinking this tea. So I'm going to just show you. This is the buttermilk oolong. And it's a beautiful, smooth, Jinchuan tea. It's really quite nice. And Ilan, this area Ilan, is absolutely 100% not known for its tea, even though they produce some pretty good tea. So Ilan is not known for its tea at all. And I really want to, it's so smooth, good, clean, crisp, and cheap. Tea from Ilan is amazingly cheap because absolutely nobody grows tea, knows that tea is grown here. And so the guys, my buddies who are in this area, so you can sort of see this is the Sanshin area is where there's a lot of tea grown. See if I can find actually some tea gardens around here. But when you're looking at this, now again, if you're on Instagram, just jump over into the YouTube and you can actually see sort of the map. It's an area that's very, very low education. Oh, there we go. Here we go. Here's a tea garden. Oh, no, sorry, that's a fruit garden. My mistake. I apologize. Let's see. I think over here is, and so because it's low elevation, actually that looks like ginger. And it rains a crap load. It rains so much in this area, right? So this might be some really high quality tea. I doubt it. That might be some tea. Yeah, that kind of looks like tea. Kind of. Anyways, the point is, you can see here the dirt. Now, this is done on a sunny day. Now, we've talked about the dirt in the various other places. And for those of you on Instagram, this dirt is sort of brownish, grayish dirt. It's not the really strong red colors, but it's actually pretty good. Now, the problem with this area, and it's a huge problem, is it rains way too much. So Ilan rains way too much. So you have to be very careful when you process this tea, and they've got this climate controlled area where they do this tea. They just built a new thing in my buddy place. Anyway, so the point is, this area this looks like tea right here. Yeah, that's tea. So this area, nobody knows it. It's not known for tea. And so I can go there and buy a bunch of the tea. And what happens is usually people come to this area, they buy the tea, and then they take it to Pingling or they take it to Alishan or one of these other places, and they sell it there and say it's from those areas because it's so cheap to buy the tea here. Now, obviously, I don't do that. I go to the area, I buy the tea, I label it correctly, I price it correctly. And this tea is just a gorgeous tea, the buttermilk oolong, right? It's just a gorgeous tea, and it's cheap. And this year, I'm going to buy even more of it. I'm going to buy so much more of this tea. Now, another reason why it's so cheap, take a look. This always, right? You've got the Jinchuan round leaf, but when you see a leaf that's cut like this, right? When you see it cut like that, and when you see the tea leaf cut like this, you can see it here, right? When you see it cut like that, that means that it's machine picked. Because if you are picking this by hand and you cut a leaf like this, you get fired. But doesn't make the tea bad, just makes it a little bit more affordable for the rest of us. So let's jump in, because I want to show you sort of the difference between these flowers. Now, here we've got the pomelo flower, so you can sort of see the pomelo flower right here. Over here, you've got the orange flower. Now, the difference between these flowers, I'm going to make this bigger here. Why don't I do this? Hey, look at that. Okay, so again, if you're on Instagram, jump over to the YouTube or the Facebook here. Now, when you're looking at these two flowers, they couldn't be more similar, and the taste of them couldn't be less similar. If you go to a garden and you like an orchard, and there's a bunch of pomelos growing and a bunch of oranges growing. If you go where the oranges are growing and you just pick one of the petals and you eat the petal, it's actually pretty pleasant. It's okay. It's sort of like, that's interesting. You go, like I said before, you pick the pomelo and you eat it like that, you're going to spit it out and feel violent. Well, not violently ill. You feel pretty bad. You will feel pretty bad, right? I don't know if anybody's accidentally eaten the flower, the skin of a pomelo, for example. That's sort of what you're looking at. But the flowers themselves look very, very similar. Now, the difference in the smell between the two flowers, you're looking at this really, 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 really strong perfume coming off of the pomelo. Like wow, amazing perfume coming off the pomelo. But the orange is less so. The orange is more orangey, a little bit more subtle. So again, when you're making these flower teas, the orange flowers petals are actually put right in the tea, and it creates a beautiful tea. The pomelo oolong is just scented with this extraordinarily strong, massively strong flavor in the other one. Now, let's go, and I will show you what it looks like in Reishui and Wuhe. So we're going to go over here. We're going to go take a look. Now here's my home. There you go. There's this area right here. And I'm going to be drinking some of this Ruby 18 because I want to wet the palate here. Now we've got Shoufeng, Fenglin, Guangfu. You got to go past all of these things. Here's Reishui Township, right? And then this area right here, there's like a hummock. Now you've got this area here. If you guys ever come to one of my tea trips, you will go to this area. This is my home base area, and I'm so happy that on Netflix there was the what's his name, the guy who did the Younger Dryas impact theory guy, Graham Hancock. So he talks about all these ancient civilizations. Well, right in this area, I'll show it to you just quick. Again, if you're on Instagram, jump over to YouTube or Facebook to be able to see it. And right here, I always take people to this place, and for years and years, you can sort of see it here. There are these monolithic stones, right? These massive, huge, big stones, and you can see these massive, big, and they're of indeterminate age. Nobody knows who did it. They don't talk about it. And I would go there and I'd give a big spiel about how history is erased and all this type of stuff. And right on the Tropic of Cancer. So right here you can see the Tropic of Cancer market monument is right here, the government one. And then over here you got these massive standing stones on the Tropic of Cancer with the better view, made by an ancient civilization, perfect north-south alignment, blah, 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 blah. And so now there's the Graham Hancock thing, and now people don't think I'm crazy when I talk about it. So I love it. I love it. But if you can sort of see here, I'll zoom in a little bit. It's actually surrounded by tea gardens. So this is tea gardens right here. This is tea gardens. Oh, this is recent. These were beautiful tea gardens. And then the guy, he was an old guy, he just ripped them out of the ground. Unfortunately, it makes me sad. Yes, pomelo. And here, if you actually take a look, so here are these standing stones. Check this out. That is, all of that is pomelo. So this is a pomelo orchard. Now I'm going to jump out here. I'm going to go down the road a little bit. Here's the cemetery. Now, if we take a look over here, these are the tea gardens, right? So down here, these are a bunch of tea gardens. And these are my buddy's tea gardens here. Check this out. All of this is pomelo. So if you're on the Instagram, jump over to the YouTube or the Facebook, you can take a look. But all of here, this is, the tea is right there. These are mangoes. But this stuff right here, that's all pomelo. And so when you're looking at the pomelo flower oolong or the pomelo fragrance oolong, you're actually looking like when the teas were picked originally, you get this perfume smell flowing over top of the actual teas when they were being produced. So there would be something in that to begin with. There would be something in that to begin with. And so you can actually see they're growing side by side, right? They're literally just growing side by side. It's so funny. I know this area so well. I know this area so well. This Binlang, this is the Binlat. More orchards over here, but a mixed sort of foresty orchard type thing over here. But lots and lots and lots of tea, right? So there's lots and lots and lots of tea, and this is actually the organic garden that I talk about all the time right here, and this is it right here, and this is the one that died. That is. I think this is where the other tea company buys their tea, but this is the tea garden that died. Anyways, whatever. This is the organic garden. Anyways, the point is this is the Rachua area, and this is where these bad boys, these beautiful, amazing, spectacular tea flowers, tea is grown, is all just right there, and it's absolutely beautiful. It really is. I talk about it all the time. And these are the oranges as well, but the pomelos are more fragrant. But I talk about it all the time. But when you show up in this area in the springtime and you're just going along, there's nothing even close, right? There's nothing even close to how gorgeous and beautiful the smell is. You roll down the windows of the car and there's this, the smells of spring, and then it's just that good, right? I'll show you the area where sorry, I'm clicking on the wrong screen here. Anyways, this area right here is, if we zoom in, this is where all the orchards are. So you can see here, this is all pomelo-y stuff right here. And so those pomelos, they just shoot out this perfume like a skunk. Skunk goes up, like they just these areas, they just do that. And but that's something that's just so beautiful, right? You can just see it here, just so gorgeous, just so gorgeous, just right there. Now, any questions about that we just covered? Is there any questions about that type of stuff? That's the area. That's where I'm going to be going in, well, hopefully in like 2 weeks, about 2 weeks or so. That's where I'm going to be going. And when I go there in about 2 weeks or so, I want to be there to help produce the tea, right? To be there and to help produce the tea. I'm actually hoping that we can make, that I can help make the tea. Now this is actually pretty good. Now this is my buddy in Ming Jian. And at this point in the game, when Ruby 18 comes into the shop, I'm just like, oh, it's enough. Because, like everybody does Ruby 18 and blah, blah, blah. But his Ruby 18 is actually quite nice. And he does it, he oxidizes it. A lot of people oxidize it a little bit lower, but he does it right to the edge. This is the absolute edge. Let's see if I can show you actually how dark this tea is. Right? Let's see if I can actually show you how dark. Yeah. So it's almost like the color of a coffee. Now, usually when you're looking at, that was kind of dumb. Usually when you're looking at these types of things, you're looking at things that are. People cheat, right? So they don't do things all the way. But this guy oxidizes everything just perfectly, just the right amount. And so it's really a soft and beautiful black tea. But I didn't buy any because I got enough, right? The organic sort of Sun Moon Lake stuff that I got on the site right now, there's nothing that beats that. It's the best. It's grown in the area, surrounded by the various mother and father. It's perfect. There's nothing better than that tea. So, anyways, let's get to this tea. Now, this tea is from Luye. I think we briefly jumped into the map about Luye the other day. And I feel sort of sad. Like I said, I feel quite sad because, right, here's the area, the Luye area. Again, if you're on Instagram, just jump over to YouTube. You can see the map. And, It's a beautiful tea. And I wanted to buy it. And it was sold out. And some guy who was obviously as smart as me literally bought the entire harvest. I don't know how much was left. I don't actually know when this was. I don't actually know when this was produced. But he bought all of it. Oh, bug-bitten red oolong using the Daiye oolong, the big leaf oolong rare cultivar that you only get on the east coast of Taiwan. Terrible. I feel so sad. But like I said, they're going to send me their recent production, and maybe it'll be just as good. I doubt it, though. I doubt it. Now, you can see here the dirt in this area is a little bit more like the dirt in Yilan, right? So it's a little bit lighter, although there's more of a reddish tinge. But when you look into this, when you look into all the different teas how long do the flowers and teas sit together? Great question. Sorry, I should have looked at that earlier. They are dried together. So you pick the fresh flowers. You make the tea about 75%. We're talking about the pomelo and the orange. You make the tea about 75%, and then you lay them in. Well, if it's the orange blossom, you actually mix them with the tea, and then if it's the pomelo, you have a tray of pomelo flowers, a tray of tea, a tray of pomelo flowers. Now, in the past, it was really touch and go because all you had was a roaster. And so you wanted to make sure that the right amount of moisture stayed in the flowers and stayed in the and so you had to adjust the temperatures very, very, very carefully as you went through and made the tea. But now it's really different because they have this amazing machine, this spectacular machine that's so good. It's such a good machine. It's actually a dehumidifier and a roaster in one. So you can put the temperature really low, gentle roast, and suck out all the moisture at the same time, and have a fan that just goes, ooh. And so now it's much, much easier to put the scent of the pomelos into the tea. Before it was actually pretty hard to do. Now it's actually quite easy to do, which is nice, which is very nice. But it takes about, depending on the flower, the weather, the teas, about, I can say anywhere from 8 to 24 hours. And a lot of it really depends on how finished the tea is. So imagine when you're rolling these teas, you're making these beautiful tea balls, how tight the tea ball is at the end. Now if you've had these teas in the past, you notice that they're kind of loosely rolled because they're about 75-85% finished. That means that when they go in there, they're still a little bit wet. And so when all the flowers and all the things do things together, they can meld. So the flavors meld together. So it depends on how long they're in there together. Absolutely depends on the process of the tea itself, how far it needs to go, But like I said, next subscription month, like 99%, there'll be some of that tea in there, and I'm going to send you some of the actual flowers as well. So there will be some pomelo flowers sent, and you'll be able to smell and taste the smell is gorgeous, and the taste is absolutely gross. Maybe I'll do a live stream and do that again. Show you how it actually tastes. But that's about, let's see, I think that's about what I wanted to cover. Again, just to go through the quick little sort of schedule about what's going on for the next couple months. The March, we got Sancha Green, and we have Sancha Green, and then sort of the flower teas, things like that. Then April, we've got Alishan, probably Yilan, Pingling, some of the places that are high up and not too high up. May is the 2,000 meters and above. So the Lishans, the Chilaishans, all of those different types of places. And then June, you're looking at the bug-bitten teas. So that's where the really, really beautiful bug-bitten teas, when they're produced. And actually, I'm hoping I can make some myself this year. I'd like to make some competition style teas, some bug bitten teas this year. Let's see. Oh, here I'll just show you some. No, that's an orchard. Orchard. That might be tea there. Let's see if I can find you a tea place. This is like a hill that goes down there. Anyways, there's a bunch of tea in there. I'm not finding it quite easily. Let's see. No, those are orchards. Orchards. Oh, here we go. Here's tea. So there you go. There you go. You can see some of the tea right there. That's what it looks like. Now, again, how do I find all these places? Oftentimes, I will literally go onto Google Earth, and I will zoom into the area that I want to go, and I will actually find the tea gardens that I think are clean looking, and then go and try and find out who grows them. But there we go. So as you can see, also too, I want to go into this area, Gaoshu. I want to go up into these areas and see if I can. Oh, this is the Southern Cross Island Highway. Again, if you're on Instagram, it's all on the YouTube. But I want to go and try and see these areas and see if I can find some interesting tea. But anyways, here's the beautiful island where I live that hopefully stays famous only for its tea over the next couple of years and into the future. But I think that's about it for now. Oh, it's bug bitten. It's so beautiful. Now, in Elan, I'm hoping that in Elan I'll be able to get a bunch of this tea as well. Oh, it's just good. It's so good. Thanks so much for sharing. Hey, no problem, Jeff. I enjoy. I love doing it. It's kind of strange. So I'm gonna. Once I get the new phone, I'm gonna try and start using AI and do like the shorts and different things like that. I don't. Can you hear the F-16s flying over top? Nothing special. It happens all the time. But yeah. There we go. So this is going to be the new thing. I'm going to be doing Instagram and YouTube at the same time. If you see this on YouTube, then you can jump over to the Facebook or the YouTube and see all the things that I was talking about. So what the flowers look like and the various areas of Taiwan where all these things are. But anyways, time for me to go. I'm going to pack up a little bit of tea. This is the first day back from our peace and love holiday. So the 228 holiday was yesterday. So all the tea is getting sent out. Everybody who has ordered something, the person who just ordered, it's going to be packed up and sent out today. Thank you, everybody who supports us. Just basically my family and I and our partner farms. But thank you so much. And yeah, Pomelo's coming soon. It is. Pomelo is coming soon. When is the pre-order? Please take my money. The pre-order will be, I think, this weekend. This weekend will be the pre-order. I'm just going to double check everything, double check all the price and everything else like that. And the pre-order should be this weekend. And yeah, the pre-order should be this weekend. And also to all of the sets that I've been working on. I've been working on these sets for a while. Anyways, it works. It works. It all works. Anyways, that'll be this weekend. All right, time to go. So wherever you are in the world, I certainly hope you have an amazing morning, evening, afternoon, all of that stuff. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next live stream.